I just stepped on my remote, my controller for the PS3. I'm gonna tell a story now about, technically it's a compilation of stories, but, okay, Crash Bandicoot gameplay, yeet! Okay, here we go. Alrighty, so, this story time we're going to be talking about different fights I've been in / witnessed. So we're going to start off in 5th grade. This is in just elementary school. Last year of elementary school, but we're like 10 years old here. I'm in a classroom, okay, because that's whatever. We're in a classroom, and, classroom stuff is happening. Where am I going with this? Anyway, there's this guy I'm going to call, Angry Boy, because he was like your classic bully. He would just pick on me all the freaking time. Just a clarification, I deserved every single bit of bullying I got, except for, this kid kind of had it coming to me, but anyway, I'm just going to explain it. Anyway, this kid, I was an annoying freaking piece of crap, and this kid, first day of school, he stole my glue stick. I'm like, teacher, he stole my glue stick, and he's like, give the glue stick back, and he's like, no. He was like verbally fighting with the teacher once, because oh my god, I'm realizing how immature the points of the fights in these situations are so freaking childish. He was playing with a bouncy ball, and the teacher repeatedly asked him to stop, and she took it from him, and he said he was telling the teacher to give it back, or he's going to take it from the teacher's hand. That's hilarious. But anyway, this person right here, this 9 or 10-year-old angry boy here, he just one day had enough of me and said, I'm gonna knock you out. So I'm like, okay, you can't knock out the Jacob, but whatever. So one day in still 5th grade, he just gets up out of his seat, walks towards me, and says, you remember when I was going to knock you out? When I said I was going to knock you out? I'm like, oh my god, he's apologizing. The next thing I know, his fist comes around the right side of my head and hits me right below the freaking temple. If he would have hit me just above, I swear to god, he would have knocked me out for a few hours. He freaking hit me really hard. No, it was the left side of my head. 'Cause I woke up clenching my jaw and seeing him basically walking out of the classroom, and I was just confused. I just saw the back of him walking out of the class. I was just like, oh crap, what happened? So I don't know why. I'm not lying here. All of the girls got up off of their seat and were like, oh my god, Jacob, are you okay? And they started hugging me. In my head, I'm like, number one, what the frick happened? Number two, stop, please. So I'm like, wait, what the frick happened here? Except I didn't use the word frick because we're in 5th grade and I have not invented that word yet. Yes, I invented the word frick. I thought I did. Anyway, enough. Anyway, apparently right below the temple,
this is what happened. He hit me on
my
the left side of
friend's
the head.
ear was red, so I was like, what is happening? So apparently my head swung around and hit him in the head. My head clunked against his ear, and that's why his ear was red, and I was like, and he was like, and we were laughing about that. But the thing that aggravates me today, I realized this a few months ago, when I woke up from clenching of my jaw, I was like, he didn't really knock me out, he didn't succeed, but, although everybody was saying that the teacher was screaming at this angry boy to get out of the classroom, and he walked out. I don't remember any of this screaming. Apparently they said I was laying back with my head laying back off the seat for quite a while, so freaking crap, he really did knock me out. So frick, and then he got, suspended for a few weeks. He came back at, near the last week of school. And then that's literally the last time I actually don't think he ever came back. That's the last time I saw him. One time in, 6th or 7th grade, I had a nightmare where he was, in the class, walking down the hall, and I was like, oh my god, what the frick? And it was, so freaking real in my dream. I had really vivid dreams back then. Now they're just outrageously weird. One of the dreams I had, I'm kind of getting off track here, but one of the dreams I had recently, or, earlier this year, was a guy sticking a victim's hand in a chamber, turning the temperature all the way up and then all the way down and back and forth until their fingers turned into crystals. These are my dreams, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, moving on from, I totally forgot. One time, this angry boy, before he sucker punched me in the freaking temple region, below the temple region, one time in lunch, we were in the lunch line, and he picked up this kid, chucked him down on the floor, and repeatedly started punching him in the gut. And I'm like, okay, this is happening, I'm just going to go get my milk now. My little milk bottle. And then apparently, I heard that he pulled him up, picked him up and threw him down again, then started repeatedly punching him in the gut again until the freaking gym teacher had to come and hold him back. So anyway, moving on to 6th grade. This is a bit of a short one. I'm just there getting my book bag out of my locker. We have book bags in our locker in middle school. That doesn't make sense. Why have a book bag when you have a locker? But this is kind of weird how the last month of school they said, oh, you don't have to bring your book bags to school. So I came into class with nothing. Everyone had all their binders. The teacher was like, oh, we meant your book bags, not your binders and crap. I'm like, why would you make us carry our freaking, resetting the locker combinations? But anyway, getting back on track of the 6th grade fighting witness, these two girls started out of nowhere while I'm trying to get my book bag out of the freaking locker. They start, they're both facing the ground towards each other and slapping the back of their heads. I cannot make this crap up. I don't know what the frick they were doing. Watching white girls fight is so freaking weird. But they continuously slapped the back of their heads while screaming, screeching. It's weird, man. And my book bag, you're cracking me up. My book bag is on the other side of them because they cornered me against the wall in the lockers. And they're slapping each other and screaming and stuff. And there's a crowd around them too. So I'm like, can I please get my book bag? All I wanted to do is get my book bag. my god, why am I laughing so hard about this? Okay. So anyway, moving on to 7th grade, they eventually got everything cleared out, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get my book bag and just get the frick out here now. So anyway, moving on to 7th grade, there's this... Okay, I'm gonna number these kids. So, kid number 1 was like my friend. He was kind of weirded out by some of the weird... I'm still weird as frick, not as... I get exponentially lower in weirdness the more the years go. So the further back, the more exponentially freaking ADHD-esque I get. Like in preschool, while the teacher's teaching, I was just running around chucking erasers up at the ceiling and just freaking... I was like running around cutting people off at the potato chip Hers factory, and my dad's like, oh my god, this kid is out of control. And then the teacher comes to him and says, oh my god, he's doing good today. And my dad's like, whoa. But anyway, getting back on track with the 7th grade fight. So friend number 1 was my friend. He was my bud. Friend number 2 was, he was funny. He was my friend. We were pals, you know. This 3rd guy was like kind of like friends with the 2 other kids, but like kid number 3 was not friends with me. Like he was a bit too jerkish, if you know what I mean. But you know. So me and kid number... I'm sitting... Okay, there's three seats. Kid number 1... me. Then to the right is kid number 2. And then there's kid number 3 to the right of him. So kid number 1... No, me, kid number 2, and kid number 1. Kid number 3... starts like verbally fighting with kid number 2 and decides to push him out of his chair, which then results in kid number 2 running up to kid number 3 and punching him in the freaking face, knocking him down against the wall. Now, this wasn't like on the wall, it was like on the floor. So then kid number 2 and number 3 are like fighting and rolling around, doing this weird, awkward roll, hug, punch fight thing. And me and kid number 1 are just like, we're looking at the chair where they having just, it slowly escalates down onto the floor, and we're just like, chair, floor, just looking at it, watching the 2 kids roll around on the floor. It was like really hilarious, because we were just sitting there like complete straight face, staring at this awkward roll fight thing. It was weird. They were like hugging on the floor, rolling around. It was weird. Anyway, 8th grade, this wasn't really a fight per se. It was kind of just, it happened and it was funny. So there's this kid that I'm going to call Z, or kid number 4, or kid number 0. I'm going to call him 0, because that sounds cool. 0, me and him in kindergarten didn't get along quite well, because I would play this game with him called Monster, and I would be the monster and chase him around, only he didn't know it was a game. So... so he hates me. He says he hates me because I'm annoying, but anyway. So in 8th grade, there's the boys' activity room, girls' activity room, gym, whatever. I don't really remember. Yes, it was an activity room. I don't remember which, because the boys' activity room and the girls' activity room were labeled according to which locker room they're next to. It's not like an all-boys gym and an all-girls gym. It's just what they're called, and boys and girls go in either one wherever they want to. But we're in an activity room, and there's like 2 doors. There's like 3 doors technically. One door goes outside, that's irrelevant to the story. One door goes back to the locker room, that's irrelevant to the story. Another door, a third door, the locker room door and this door that I'm talking about are on the same wall. One of the long sides of the gym rectangle thing. This door leads to a tiny staircase room with the stairs going all the way up into the main gym. This room is where people would just go into and just chill when they didn't feel like doing gym, because gym in my middle school was literally kickball, handball, going outside, doing laps around the thing. Oh, you get to do soccer, football. I suck at both and I think they're boring because I don't like sports. But it's just kickball every day. The only interesting thing about kickball is someone occasionally flicking their shoe off or kicking the ball and getting it stuck up in the ceiling bars. That's the only 2 interesting things about kickball. But it's literally just kickball, handball, volleyball maybe. That was like a fun thing because it only happened like 2 or 3 times. But anyway, it was always kickball, so I was getting bored. So I went out into this little staircase room where people were just chilling, and Zero was in here. So let me just tell you something about him and me coming into the science room. Whenever I would come into the science room a little bit late, I would because I would go to the bathroom and then I'd come in through the back entrance of the physics class. I would come into the physics class, and but whenever I would come in when Zero is already in the classroom, he would go out of his way. I'm not joking right now. He would go out of his way to hold the freaking door shut so I couldn't come into the classroom. This is how much he freaking hated me. I literally think throughout all my years in school, this kid hated me the most out of every single other kid in the freaking school history. This kid did not want me to come into the freaking classroom, and when I would do, the teacher was just like, "Oh, Zero, stop it, yo, that's not cool," and just, not do anything about it at all, which was kind of odd and annoying as butthole. But anyway, I went in, and Zero and 2 other kids are there, and they're like, "Get out." Or Zero's like, I don't want you here, man. And so I leave, I go back and do the gym crap, and I got C's in gym class. Everyone's like, how the frick do you get C's in gym class? But I mean, look at me. I'm like a toothpick here. But, so, I went back. Was going to go back into the little tiny staircase room, and as I'm going in, Zero's like, no, and closes the door. So I'm like, okay, this is the kind of door that you just push open and push closed, and it just goes whoop, bloop, bloop, bloop. It doesn't have any doorknobs, it's just plump, it's double doors, whatever. Anyway, he holds the door closed, and I'm like, okay, I'll just push it open because I don't freaking want to be in this gym class. People defying my wishes in middle school completely aggravated me because, everything about school and bullies and homework just stressed me out to the point where I didn't even know I was being stressed out. It was just all I knew for like this straight 7 years of my school history. 10 years of public school history. Anyway, in 8th grade, so I'm trying to hold this door open. Then I have the brilliant idea of ramming myself into the freaking door, which causes the door to propel into his nose. I see the door just flies open, he's holding his nose like, ow, why would you do that? He was looking at me like, "How? What the heck, man?" And I just laugh at it, and the door just glides shut. He doesn't even open it. It just flies open as I push it, and it hits his nose, and it just closes on him. And I just laughed and continued doing whatever the heck I was doing in gym. I don't think it was kickball, but, you know, it was like probably a weird clone of basketball, you know, in like these gym classes. They don't teach you any physical education whatsoever, because that's what the class is supposed to do. They don't teach you any physical education or get you to work out and build up your muscle strength. No, they make you play various variations of basketball, handball, volleyball, kickball. I mean, kickball is just basketball with your feet. I mean, baseball with your feet. It's like soccer and baseball mixed together. Handball is just soccer and basketball mixed together. But, you know, that was all the fights I've been in / witnessed in this public school. Craziness I will never see again in these public schools, because I am homeschooled, but at least I don't have to deal with the bullies. And, you know, it's a lot more comfortable to just sit at a computer and basically do a bunch of homework instead of schoolwork, and you don't have to deal with any of your school bullies and stuff. But the downside of it is you don't have accessibility to your friends, because one thing Logan from SML pointed out is school is the best place to be at, because when you go, your friends are guaranteed to be there 90% of the time, unless they're stupid and skip school or sick. So they're guaranteed to be there, and you can hang out with them literally for a entire school year straight. But, you know, I don't go to high school. I've never been into a public high school. That is an experience that I will sadly never experience in my life. But, you know, the bullies in high school would probably be very much more fearsome than the bullies in middle school. But, you know, that's going to do it for this video, because I don't have any other fights that I've been in outside of school or witnessed. I'm pretty sure the next door neighbor, I was getting in a fight with this one kid. We all had bruises on each other. I hardly remember it. It might have been a dream. I hardly remember this, but I'm pretty sure I won. But, you know, frick you, angry boy, for actually knocking me out. And see y'all laters. The next story time is going to be hilarious, but way shorter than this, because this is a compilation of a lot of stories and my ranting. So I'm going to end the freaking story time now with the big old